Good morning, tubers of the RC universe. Welcome to the RMRC channel for a special video. Today we are going to be looking for my 1000 subscribers choice. Thanks for that, guys. Without you, this channel would not exist. Now, I know it's been a long time since I've posted anything. I've had a few personal problems with my heart, with my health and whatnot, and financially. But yeah, I do apologise for the long wait for the next video. But as the title says, we are going to be doing an unboxing and build video for the new SAB Genesis Mini. Not the big one, the Mini. We do have a Genesis large in the club, but we're probably not going to see that until March next year, because the guy who's bought it, he said that he's going to build it and it'll be his birthday present. So, but we know what he's like. He may build it and end up bringing it up next week. But this one, again, this is Nick's. He went and bought it this week, picked it up, and he has said that I can do an unbox and build video. Not sure how I'm going to do this. I'll probably do the unboxing video first, and then we'll do the build video separately, because well, I don't know how long it's going to take. It may be a part 1, maybe a part 2, but we'll have to wait and see. So without further ado, guys, on this dreary, miserable but mild day, let's get cracking. Let's go and have a look at this model. Here we go, guys. This is the new Genesis Mini that has been given to me here by Nick to have a look at. He says, knocking the camera. So let's open up the box and see what we've got inside. It's quite a heavy box, actually. Italiano, the Italian heli, whatever that means, I do not know. Right, what we got? We've got a destruction manual. We have a destruction manual. Normally you have to download these, but not this time. So that's what we've got there. Assumption of risks, accessories, blah 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 blah. It's quite a nice looking manual, to be honest with you. None of this cheap paper stuff. It's printed out on a nice paper, all in colour print, typical of SAB with their standard of quality when it comes to their instructions. So yeah, we've got a destruction video. We'll be looking at that later on. Then you've got an accessories sheet that comes with it, and your important safety warning sheet that we all know about. If you don't, you shouldn't be flying helicopters. So that's that. We have got a set of decals, which I'm assuming they're for the tail fin, looking at that, and other tiny little bits, whatever they're for, we will find out later. Serial number, which you're not going to see because I don't want anybody replicating it. Right, little cover with foam on it as well. Let's get that out, and we are presented here with a boom, a canopy and a box. Let's get the box out and see what we've got in there. That's quite a big box ish, but that's got all the mechanics in, I bet, and everything. And then we've got another bit of foam here that's just come away, and then we have the canopy. Very nice looking canopy. I'm not going to take it out of its bag because, like I say, this is just a review as to what's inside the box. But it's not a bad looking canopy. You know what, stuff that was taken out. I don't think it's sealed. No, it's just shoved and stuffed, as they say. Is it glossy or is it matte? Nice. Very nice. Typical of the SAB methods with their helicopters. Nice stiff fiberglass canopy there, done in a nice matte finish as well, carbon fibre look on the side as well, and very nicely painted inside as well with the fiberglass. Let's put that back in the bag because I don't want to get it dirty. And then we have another piece of foam that has got the boom in. Again, no point in taking that out, but there's your boom as well. finished in the same way by the looks of it. And inside there you've got, I'm not too sure what's in there, but we'll find out in a bit, because Nick's going to build this video and I'm going to video him. Nick's going to build the helicopter and I'm going to video him doing it. So mini Genesis on the side of it, nice looking boom, and then we've got the skids, plastic, one piece, and blade grip holder as well that comes with it. And then underneath the boom we've got some more accessories. We have a set of blades, we have a set of SAB blades. How nice is that? They're a nice set of blades, little 420 blades. Put them back in because there's nothing else in there. And then we've got like frame pieces, whatnot, battery tray as well. All the bags are all labelled up. Whether they're all numbered or not, I don't know. Looks like they are. But then you've got, yeah, they're all labelled up as well. So in the instructions it'll tell you what bag and what bits are in. So that'll make the build a lot easier. So not a lot to look at loose. Let's put the stuff back in its box and then it's firm. And we can pop it back in the box again. So we have got what looks like a V-bar receiver tray that you can put your aerials through. You've got the belts in there, various zip ties I should say as well, some more double-sided tape, and then you've got another bag. This is just full of bags with all little tiny bits in, tail rotor parts, some screws, and then we've got some more, that's your tail skid in the back, to the back, and then again some more bits and pieces, bearings and whatnot. Not looking too bad this. This is a nice little helicopter, nicely packed. There's a lot of bags in this. More screws, more screws, more screws. That is some more framework, more screws, belt for the tail, belt for the drive as well. And then we got some more bits and pieces. There's a lot of little bags in this, guys. There's no point in going through the lot. And you've got your actual drive gears, main drive gears, your pinion for your motor, and your swish plate, as one of the guys on YouTube says. Your swash plate in there, and some more blade grip holders for the tail rotor. Your main head, top of your main head. More framework, more screws. Let's just grab this one here. In this Scorpio Notino. We've got all the bits and pieces that he's going to put inside the model. We've got some brackets there. We've got a Scorpion Escapade. We've got an Ego Drift motor. Which is the, what we got, don't know what it is, Nick will know, we'll talk about that later on. And then obviously we've got the V-bar system and tail rotor servo and cyclic servos and a buffer pack. So everything is here to get this helicopter built, and we're going to have a quick coffee and then we're going to crack on with this build. We're going to do like we did with the RS42 that we did, with the R42. So it'll be a combination of live and time-lapse on the build, and then live as we've done it kind of stuff, and as to how it looks. But that's it, guys. That is all of the Genesis Mini. So let's crack on and get this build done. Okay guys, while Nick preps himself ready with all the radio gear and everything that he needs to get sorted, I've laid out everything here. This is a complete helicopter, plus the box of bits there, and they are all in page order. So when it comes to doing the construction, we have all got each page individually laid out on the table, so when it comes to building it, we can go straight from one page to one bag. and hopefully it will help us try and get this build done in one day. So we'll get Nick to finish doing what he's doing, we'll crack on with it. So the build begins. We are starting off with page 5 because that's where the construction starts. In bag 5 you've got 2 of the separate bags. I'm going to go into time-lapse mode, so every time Nick gets to a certain point we'll stop it and we'll do a review of what's been done. So let's crack on, shall we? So basically guys, as you can see here, in the old time-lapse mode, what Nick started to do is put together the main frame. This consists of like the bearings for the main shaft and various other bits and pieces. He dry fits most of the stuff together first, and then once he's got all that sorted out he'll then thread lock everything. As I said in the beginning of the video, the time lapse, before the time lapse started, all the bags are individually marked up by pages, so when you come to go through the manual, whatever page you're on, you get whatever irrelevant bag you come with that comes with the kit, and then you basically open that bag and that's got all the parts that you need for that page. So it's quite a comprehensive little model to build. It does look good and it went together really well. So anyway, let's go back to the mosaic and this little time lapse, and then we'll talk again in a bit. What you see here at the moment, Nick is connecting his servos to the anti-rotation bracket. They're sort of like lined up diagonally opposite each other, and it's like you can just see there with the way that he puts it down. They're kind of like angled at about 25 degrees from each other, something like that. But his choice of servos for this were the GDWs. Yeah, he's just currently working on that bit at the moment. Like I say, dry fitting everything and then thread locking everything once it all goes together. And then once he's done this, this will then be attached to the mainframe section that he built prior to it just a minute ago. So yeah, let's carry on. Now, he uses his V-bar radio to center all the servos. I tend to do mine using a servo tester basically and just centering that way. But doing it with the Mikado radio like you can see him doing now means that when it comes to actually setting up the helicopter, the majority of it regarding centering servos will already be done because he used the radio to center the servo, so it's actually a good idea. These Mercadio radios are the dogs, and if you want to fly helicopters, it is a radio to get. So yeah, he's got all that sorted out now, and he's going to start adding them all to the mainframe that he built previous. Okay gang, we are 4 pages in, we are currently on page 8, and this is the process that we've got to so far. We've got the basic frame started off, you got the belt guides and the main shaft and the main gears are all been fitted, plus the servos as well. He was centering his servos with his V-bar, that's how he does it. So all of them are all centered and ready to go, so it's looking pretty good at the moment. We've still got a fair bit to go bag wise, but we're an hour and a half, hour and 3/4 into the build, something like that. But it's coming on really nice. It's so far so good, so we'll carry on and then we'll come back in a bit when he's got some more done after a bit more time-lapse mode. The side frames that you can see Nick building here consist of 2 sides, the left and the right. Funny that, having 2 sides. But yeah, you've got 2 different sides, and then as you can see, you've got the battery rail that the battery slides into, and you've got a rather unique new battery release system on this helicopter. Most of them you have like a, what do they call them, supersonic connector that you pull, or a lever that you pull, but on this one you actually push the lever to get the battery to release, to come out. And you can just see it in the middle of the screen there, that little red bit that's sticking out there on the back of the frame where Nick is working on at the moment. That is what I'm on about. It's quite a good system. So he's just going to add all the bits together now with what he built earlier on, and yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. Another 3 pages in now, guys, and as you can see, it's starting to come together quite nicely. All the mechanics that were previously built are now been put into the side frames, and interesting thing here is your battery release. You pull it instead of it being a push. Instead of it being a pull, it's a push to release the battery. But yeah, so that is how far we've got so far. It's coming along really nicely. There's been no issues whatsoever, but then you'd expect that with the SAB build. So once we come back after we've had a quick break, we're going to start building the rotor head and whatnot, and putting all the thrust bearings together and all that kind of poop. So that'll be on in a minute. So we'll go back into time-lapse mode and then we'll carry on. So here we go. Unlike some of the other kits out there, a lot of the times you'll get the rotor head pre-assembled and you've just got to sort of take it apart and thread lock it, but not with this one here. SAB have actually provided you with all the parts separate, and you've literally got to rebuild or build the head up completely from scratch, which isn't a bad thing, because at least you've got the satisfaction of knowing that it's been put together as it should and it has all been thread locked as well. Some people like the idea of it already being pre-built, because it's just a case of undoing all the bolts and thread locking them and putting it all back together, but at least this way you know it's going to be a thorough job done on the rotor head. Thrust bearings, hate them, don't like them, but it's something that's got to be done. So, but yeah, it's coming along. So back to it, guys. Fitting the swash plate and the rotor head. There's Nick. Fitting the rotor head and the swash plate onto the airframe now, as you can see. Nick uses a set of vernier to make sure that all the linkages are exactly how they say on the tin, should we say. He's very thorough when it comes to doing his models, Nick is, and does not like to cut corners, which is not a bad thing. So yeah, rotor head and swash plate now fitted with the links going on, and you can see him there thread locking various bits and pieces. So it is coming along. Okay guys, we are up to page 20 of 32, and as you can see, it is coming along rather nicely. Again, no issues at all with the build. I mean, SAB's quality is phenomenal. But like, yeah, we've got the rotor head all connected up and fitted now. All the servos are in place. Nick's been using his Mikado radio for setting up the servos and whatnot, and they are pretty much bob on. So yeah, breaking for lunch now is 1 PM, and the next stage will be the fitting of the motor and whatnot. So let's crack on. It's just started working on the tail rotor. Again, it isn't a completed assembly that you've got to break down. It is in bits, so you've got to completely build it up. One thing I will say, when it comes to fitting the tail rotor onto the boom, make sure you get it the right way round, because it is quite easy to put it on upside down. Ask me how I know. Hey Nick.
Faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees.
Music that you can hear in the background, or that I have playing in the background, guys, it's not going to be to everybody's taste, I know that. But it is basically what I've got in my library that I'm able to use without getting a copyright infringement. So if you don't like rock music, unfortunately there's not a lot you can do about it, because I do. But yeah, so just bear with us on the music, guys. If you don't like it, you can always turn it down. So he's always completed putting the tail rotor together here. Like I say, you can put it on upside down if you're not careful. But once you get the tail rotor in place and the belt fitted into the actual boom itself, fitting it to the main section of mechanics that we worked on previously is actually quite easy to do. So anyway, carry on watching, you'll see that for yourself in a sec. Right gang, there's another update. As you can see, we've got all the frame done as shown earlier on. We've now got the tail boom all sorted as well, and Nick's just going to wash his hands before he marries up the boom to the main frame. We've got 7 bags left, so it's coming along pretty well. Let's crack on. Putting the tail boom on to the mechanics is a relatively easy thing to do, but as you can see here, you've got Dale helping him line the tail up, because if you're not too careful, if you do up the screws at the back that you use to adjust the tail, you can actually get the tail rotor out of line. So just make sure that when you do, if you're going to build this model, come to put the tension onto the actual tail belt itself, make sure that when you tighten up the screws on both sides of the boom that your tail rotor is 90 degrees to the boom, because like I say, if you're not too careful, you can actually pull it out of sync. Okay, so what Nick's doing here now, he is soldering the battery side connectors of the electronic speed controller to a connector block which is mounted into the airframe of the helicopter itself. And what this does, it allows you to slide the battery into the airframe, and then you'll have a connector which is connected to the end of the actual battery mounting tray, and it plugs straight into this connector that is now soldering onto the ESC. So instead of you having like an EC5 or an XT90 or whatever it is you use, you know, you just slide the tray in and it connects automatically into the ESC at the back. Well, gang, as you can see, massive headway has been made on the Genesis Mini, and it is looking rather smart. I think we've got a few bits and pieces left to do. Next, just wiring up all the bits and bobs and whatnot. It's fitted the electronic speed controller and the ego drift's been fitted in. Boom, side frames sitting on its own skids now, and we've got 3 bags left, so not that far to go, and she should be finished. But she's looking pretty snazzy, and although the camera doesn't do it justice, the colour scheme on this is phenomenal. It's a really nice colour scheme. Anyway, back to it. Guys, this is going to be the best looking small helicopter on the market at the moment. I mean, look at that. Excuse me, that has gone together really nice. Still not 100% finished, but I reckon about 95. But how cool does that look?
It's a case of doing a battery tray and then set up.
Batch tray and set up.
Yeah.
There we go. Batch tray and then set up. Chances are we're not going to do that tonight, guys. It is pushing time and it's really dark outside, and even though there's both me and Nikki, we're probably going to get a by aliens soon. So, but that is looking damn cool. What do you reckon, Nick? You're going to call it quits on that?
Probably today, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a bit tired now.
Yeah. I think, to be fair, we can safely say that that has been a really good build video. I know a lot of it's been time-lapse, but that's what we do. But there is one very nice Genesis Mini. I'm blown away by it. I think it's really nice. We have got a bit more to do, like Nick just said, but we're probably going to look at doing that in the next video. So we are going to call it quits on that one, guys. We have had a great day today. Nick has done an awesome job putting this model together. The next video that we're going to be looking at doing is going to be the finishing off, putting in the rest of the battery tray, putting the blades on, setting it all up, and hopefully flying it. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been a 1,000 subscribers video. I now have 1,000 subscribers thanks to you guys. Much appreciated. Click the old like, subscribe button, more notifications on this helicopter and other stuff to come. Hopefully there won't be a big delay next time. Take care, guys. See you soon.